What's up, everybody? It's Mando2 Savage Gaming. We are back, and Microsoft just casually dropped probably one of the best game showcase, not just for them, but probably period. So let's get into it and see what's up. Alright, one of the big reveals here was a new Gears of War. We didn't get Gears of War 6 to finish up what's going on with the story, but we're getting a prequel here, and finally excited about this. Get a young Marcus Phoenix back, young Dom, see what's going on with Emergence Day. Meeting Gears of War, always fun. Really want to see some gameplay for this. But of course they dropped, old Mad World remix for the trailer and all. I'm excited for this. We'll have to see what's up with it. Another game I'm excited to see is Perfect Dark. This actually looks cool. It actually exists. I like the little spy feel we got going on here and all. Looks like kind of a Mirror's Edge, Deus Ex type of mix. So, I mean, it looks pretty good. I'm excited to see a little bit more gameplay for this, see what all they got going on. So, should hopefully be good. And of course, the big reveal for me, massive Metal Gear fan, getting Snake Eater. I mean, this just looks so damn good. Got the camouflage and all back. I mean, it just looks good. If they just take the movement and everything from 5, I mean, that would be huge for this game. I'm super pumped about this. New Doom game. This thing looked like tons and tons of fun. Looks like they're finally doing something more with the in-game systems as far as physics and everything with the shield, and you see them kind of knock around a bunch of enemies all at once with it and all. So it looks like, I mean, it's Doom, it's a ton of fun just like the other ones, but this looks like it really takes things up a notch, knocking some stuff around with the shield and everything. I'm excited for this. Definitely gonna play that, that's for damn sure. And even new Call of Duty, gotta say, I'm actually kind of excited for once. Big thing is it's day one Game Pass, so I mean, can't go wrong with that. At least give it a try. The biggest thing with this game is it's like 310 gigs to download. I mean, it's a ridiculous amount of space for Call of Duty. And one that I wasn't really excited about, and I'm still not really, is the new Dragon Age. I didn't really get into Inquisition. I played a little bit, I just couldn't really get into it. I did like the first two, but this trailer kind of doesn't even look like the same game, honestly. It looks like a completely different game. The feel of it and everything. Because Dragon Age is always kind of a little bit darker fantasy type game, so I don't know, we'll have to see once we get some actual gameplay. Another one that I'm excited that it actually still exists, as I love the first two games, is State of Decay 3. They actually showed us a little bit of gameplay in this when, let me see if I can find it in here. When the one lady starts shooting, they kind of quick cut everything, so you can't really see yet all of what's going on in this game. But I mean, it's more State of Decay. They could literally take the same systems and everything from 1 and 2, just give you better graphics like they show here, and I'm fine with that. Now, of course, it kind of looks like they're improving on some stuff, like with this car. Looks like you might be able to do some mods and stuff like that, but it's hard to say what all they got going on. Next up, we got the Starfield update finally, Shattered Space. They also dropped, it's out already, you get some new armor, some new guns, some new bounty hunting missions where you can actually hunt people that are in crowds on planets and stuff like that. Some new locations and all too, as well as Creation Club is out right now too, before the new DLC even comes out. So I'm super pumped. This looks cool. I kind of feel like Bethesda's just going to do Bethesda stuff and keep giving us more and more content, just like they did with their other games like Skyrim and everything. They always just kind of take these games and just keep bumping them up a notch as they go through, giving us more and more content. So I'm super excited for this. Might actually jump in a little bit to Starfield before this comes out because of the couple things they dropped, and of course Creation Club, so I'm super pumped for that. Another one that I'm super excited for Wednesday is Fallout 76, this new map update. I am super pumped for. I didn't think it would be out this soon, but this map expansion's looking like a ton of fun. New vault and everything, so, and you can finally play as a ghoul. The big thing though is you will not be able to join the Brotherhood of Steel as a ghoul, so we'll have to see what's going on with that. Now, even some of these other games that aren't necessarily my type of game look really, really cool, and with a lot of these being on Game Pass, I mean, I really might actually give some of them a try. This is another one of them, this Expedition 33, kind of a Final Fantasy type of vibe to it. The action scenes look pretty damn good, the boss battles and everything. It looks like a neat game, honestly. I'll at least give it a try, that's for sure. And of course they gave us World of Warcraft. It would have been cool if it was coming to console, but it's not. And of course, per the usual World of Warcraft, no actual gameplay, just a trailer. Never really played it, so it's just whatever. Another game that looks really cool, coming to Game Pass, that I might actually play a little bit is a South of Midnight with this like kind of weird stop motion style to it. It looks pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of like a Fable type of game, maybe a little bit more fun version of like a Hellblade or something. I like how after you fight these bosses, it turns the area back into like a nicer area, so I guess that's kind of the whole thing going on in this game, is we're trying to restore these swamps and everything, but I'll be curious to see what's up with it. Sea of Thieves. It's Sea of Thieves. Never really played it. Never really got into it, so it's kind of just whatever. I do like this Flintlock game with the movement like this, flying around using your little fox companion and everything. And this is supposed to be a Souls-like game. It looks really interesting. It's another one, might not necessarily be my kind of game, but with it being out there, Game Pass and everything, I'll at least give it a try. It looks really cool, and I do like a lot of the Souls types of games, so definitely worth a try. Age of Mythology, it's more Age. Can't go wrong with them. Always been a fan. Diablo 4, new update. No gameplay again, which is kind of weird. I like Diablo 4, like the initial part of it. They lost me once they started doing the seasons. I wasn't really a fan of their first season and all, so I fell off of the game at that point. So I don't really know if I'll go back to it or not, but it would have been nice to see some gameplay of what's actually going on. It looks interesting, but without any gameplay, who really knows? Then we've got Fable. You know, people swore up and down that what they showed us last time was not gameplay. They show us here it is actually gameplay. I kind of wish you make your own character on here. They keep showing the female main character, which is fine, but Fable games, part of the fun is always making your own character and everything. So I'd like for that to return, but I mean, if we're stuck as just this main character, that's cool too, but I'd kind of like to make our own. Yeah, I like the first two Fables. 3 was kind of okay. So I kind of hope they go back to more, especially like the first Fable kind of style here. So I always like that kind of like tongue-in-cheek fantasy type style they had going on in these games. So we'll just have to see what's up with it. Fragpunk. Not really the biggest fan of these hero shooter games. They're just kind of to me. I'd rather, if I'm playing a shooter, be a Call of Duty Battlefield type style. But this does look kind of interesting with these little like power-up cards. You can put big head mode on, chain reaction and all like they just showed. So it is kind of interesting. It's one of those I might give it a shot just to see what's up with it. But I mean, it's okay. Flight Simulator, finally got some jobs and stuff like that for them. I never really play any of the Microsoft Flight Simulators. They are what they are. I kind of pop in, fly around a couple spots, and get back out again. But I mean, if you're in a Flight Simulator, this looks pretty damn good to me, so. Another series I know people are super hyped for, the new Life is Strange. I never got into all these Telltale type of games when they were like kind of big and they had their time. You had all the Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, and all these different series out for them. Me personally, I'm not really a fan of them. I like just never really got into them, but I mean this does look kind of cool. Now one that I am super pumped for as a huge Indiana Jones fan is this game. I wasn't really sure how this one was going to look, but now that they actually give us a little bit of gameplay with it, seems like they actually got everything kind of right with this. They got the comedy, the action, and everything going. I really wasn't sure about how I felt about first person in this game, but now seeing the up closeness of beating some of the guys up and everything, I think I'm kind of digging the first player perspective for this. Liking the different types of environments, snow covered, deserts, jungles, and all that stuff. So I'm kind of looking for this game to kind of be a kind of like an Uncharted type of feel, honestly. I mean, it looks pretty damn good, so I'm excited for it now that we actually got some gameplay and all for it. Let's get into this Wu Chang game. Again, kind of a Dark Souls, JRPG kind of style game. It looks pretty cool. Most of the games on here, honestly, even if they're not really my style, most of these games on here at least look pretty damn good. Where a lot of times, if I'm not interested in it, a lot of them don't really look good, but all these through this new showcase are pretty damn good looking. Now one I'm actually super pumped about, and I knew nothing about going into this, is this new Mecha Break game. This thing is just Gundam in a really, really good way. I mean, if you can customize all these guys out just like you can in an Armored Core type thing, matched with all this crazy, crazy movement and everything, I mean, this is a Gundam game. Hands down. I mean, this just looks like a ton of fun. I will definitely be giving this a try. Even with like the more heavy type, and then you flying around, more agile and everything. I mean, I am super, super excited for this. And then we finally got some gameplay for a game that we've been hearing a lot about. Wasn't sure how it was looking, but this actually looks like it's going to be pretty damn good. I'm actually genuinely excited about Avowed now. This looks like a lot of fun. Looks like a more action-packed Skyrim type of game to it. I like the mixing of all the magic and everything for the combat and all. This just looks really, really damn cool. Finally got a little bit of gameplay for Assassin's Creed. It looks like in my other video we're right, and they're going back to more stealthy type style gameplay as long as you're playing as the female character, it looks like it. And then if you're playing as the male character, he's more brute strength, just beat 'em up type. So personally, if I do end up playing this game, I'll probably be playing as the chick more, just because I like this whole more stealthy aspect. They even show at one point taking out the lights and everything to make it darker. So I'll be curious to see, you know, classic Ubisoft, they'll show some stuff off on the trailers, make it look good, but as far as like actual implementation when it comes to the game, we'll just kind of have to wait and see. That's Ubisoft's burned kind of any good faith I have in them, so I'll just have to wait and see until this comes out and see what's actually going on with it. But from what we see here, I'm excited as long as they do deliver on this. I went from kind of zero excitement after not playing Mirage or anything like that to I'm like, maybe they actually finally brought it back here with this one. But like I said, we'll definitely wait and see. Now this next game, Atomfall, another one I don't know anything about. It looks like a pretty crazy game. It looks like we can get in a mech suit and walk around here and fight some stuff. I mean, it just looks like a wild game. I thought this was a sequel at first to Atomic Heart, but it's its own thing. And it looks like you kind of have these little levels in between where you can kind of sneak around and take some people out. I'm curious to see a little bit more on what's going on with this game. But this is another one I'm definitely interested in playing. Looks really cool. Kind of like a Fallout-y type of vibe to it, but a little bit more crazy. And then another one I feel like I've been waiting forever for this game is Stalker 2. And this thing looks awesome. The gunplay on it looks really cool. taking the guys out here and all. Looks really, really amazing. I'm super pumped for this game, and we finally got a date for it. And of course they dropped some new consoles, new digital Series X. I mean, personally, I have the regular X already. Personally, if you have an Xbox, I don't know why you wouldn't have an X for the extra power, especially when it's only like $100 difference between the two editions. But now they got an all digital X that's a little bit cheaper and everything. So yeah, I mean, that's where it is. So like I said, I think this is probably their best game showcase ever. Maybe even one of the best just in general ever. There's a lot of games in here that look good. Like I said, for me, even some of the stuff that aren't really kind of in my lane of what I would normally play actually look pretty good, and I wouldn't mind giving them a shot, especially some of the ones that are coming to Game Pass and all too. Call of Duty Day 1 to Game Pass is awesome. I'm definitely going to give that a try. Their new omnidirectional movement that they have for that game, a lot of the movement's been there in some older shooters like DayZ and stuff like that, where you can do the full 360s laying down and all without actually spinning around in a circle. I mean, it's nice they finally added that back in for the old school guys like me, for them to go back to getting rid of all the VFX and all just the crazy clutter that they have on the screen and everything, and like the current Warzone and all that kind of stuff, and rolling it back to super basic. You know, here's your ammo, here's your mini map, that's it kind of stuff. I'm super excited for that. Even the menus and everything for multiplayer going back to the old school, you know, just invite friends to the lobby, the old school setup, just the players on one side and your couple options on everything else, instead of the current like terrible UI they got for Call of Duty. I mean, it's just so clusterfuck to just all kinds of just crap everywhere. But yeah, you know, the future Xbox is actually kind of looking up. You know, I kind of said that going into this one, they kind of needed some bangers here to finally, all these studios that they've been buying up, they need to finally show us something that's worthwhile. And it looks like going in towards the end of this year and definitely next year, they got a bunch of bangers here. So super excited. I will catch y'all later. You have a good one. And if you haven't, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.